And I'm back like a genie. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Coffee Create Connect, where we drink coffee. This is my favorite coffee mug, or whatever you like, because I'm not here to judge. We create cool stuff and we connect on a deeper level. So, let me drink some coffee actually. Did I just? I did. I did, and life goes on. So, today in the Purchase or Pass series, we are going to be discussing this book called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. It is a novella. It is written by Fredrik Backman. Fredrik spelt Fredrik. Backman spelt like it sounds, Backman. And let's get into it. I know your time is precious and so is mine. So let's jump right on in. First line. Let me know, based off the first line, would you purchase or would you pass? And why? Why? We want to know why. Be respectful. Of course, I always ask you to please be respectful when you are stating your opinions, but we would love to hear, what do you love about this? What do you maybe not love about it and think maybe you can make even better in your personal opinion? I think we can always learn from each other when we're commenting and being honest and open and also, of course, respectful. So let's go. First line. There's a hospital room at the end of a life where someone, right in the middle of the floor, has pitched a green tent. There's a hospital room at the end of a life where someone, right in the middle of the floor, has pitched a green tent. So, based on that first line, what do you think? Purchase or pass? First paragraph. A person wakes up inside it, breathless and afraid, not knowing where he is. A young man sitting next to him whispers, "Don't be scared." Rest of the first page reads, "Isn't that the best of all life's ages?" An old man thinks as he looks at his grandchild. When a boy is just big enough to know how the world works, but still young enough to refuse to accept it. Noah's feet don't touch the ground when his legs dangle over the edge of the bench, but his head reaches all the way to space because he hasn't been alive long enough to allow anyone to keep his thoughts on Earth. His grandpa is next to him and is incredibly old. Of course, so old now that people have given up and no longer nag him to start acting like an adult. So old that it's too late to grow up. It's not bad either, that age. So, what do you all think? Based off the first line, there's a hospital room at the end of life where someone right in the middle of the floor has pitched a green tent. Would you purchase or pass? Me, um, probably right now, I would probably pass. The line feels slightly intriguing, but doesn't quite do it for me enough that I feel compelled to want to read more. Um, by the end of the first paragraph, I am more interested and more inclined to purchase. And by the end of the page, I find it to be a very voicey narration that I really enjoy. I love like a really voicey character where it's very, you can tell it's very specific to this person. They don't sound like they could be just anyone. You know how some people are pretty their personality, the way they talk, the way they dress, everything, it kind of blends in with lots of other people, but then some people have a very unique, they have either expressions they use that are just really unique, they have a unique way of talking, a unique voice. It's something about them that really when you see them or hear them, you know right away that's so and so. So I really like that voicey kind of narration, and it does intrigue me to want to keep reading and know more about this story, this character. Where is this going? It doesn't have me, like Jerry Jenkins sometimes says, one of my favorite authors. It doesn't grab me by the throat and kind of like pull me along to keep reading, where I feel like, oh, I've got to keep reading, even though I should go to bed right now. I got to keep reading. For me, it's not to that level, but it's enough, especially where it's such a small, easy read, that I probably would purchase. So, again, this is by Fredrik Backman, and it's called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer, a novella. And I'll read to you what the book is actually about to give you a better idea. This is a hard copy, which I really like. I actually don't know if it comes in soft copy, paperback. So, Grandpa and Noah are sitting on a bench in a square that keeps getting smaller every day. The square is strange but also familiar, full of the sweet scent of the I can never say it, hyacinthus flowers that Grandma loved to grow in her garden. As they wait together, they tell jokes and discuss their shared love of mathematics. Grandpa recalls what it's like to fall in love with his wife and what it's like to lose her. She's as real to him now as the first day he met her, but he dreads the day when he won't remember her. This peculiar space that is growing dimmer and more confusing all the time is where they will learn to say goodbye. The scent of hyacinthus flowers in the air, nothing to fear. Fredrik Backman has rendered an exquisitely moving portrait of an elderly man's struggle to hold on to his most precious memories and his family's effort to care for him even as they must find a way to let go. This little book with a big message is sure to be treasured for generations to come. Kind of reminds me a lot of my own book in the way that we do see the character from the beginning of the book get older, start to lose her memory, and her found family having to make peace with the fact that they're losing this woman that they've come to love so much. But it does have a happy ending, so we'll leave it at that. Anyway, the book that we just talked about was once again called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets a Little Longer. Fredrik Backman can be found, you guessed it, on Amazon, but I'm sure it can also be found in Barnes and Noble, places like that. And you can also call your local library and see if they have it. So let me know what you think in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, go drink some coffee or whatever you want. Go create something cool and go connect with your creativity. I'll see you in the next video.